All right, let's begin today's yoga session. First, we're going to come to Tadasana pose or mountain pose, more commonly known. And in this pose, we're going to get very grounded and set the foundation for the rest of the practice today. So you can see I'm standing very still and stable. I'm going to set my shoulders down and back so that my hands rest on the side of my legs. You want to make sure that your abs are tight too. Just make sure your entire body is tight and the muscles are active. And just feel your breath in and out. You keep your eyes closed or open here, it doesn't matter too much. But when the more challenging poses get started, I would recommend keeping your eyes open for that, at least at the beginning. We're going to move to the double arm lift. So you're going to inhale and lift both arms overhead and then reach up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then exhale, lower your arms down. Back down to mountain pose or Tadasana. Inhale, raise the arms back up. Really reach up. You can set your shoulders down and back too for that pose. And exhale, lower down. Reset. Inhale, raise the arms back up again. Set your shoulders down and back, and then really try to reach up higher than the times before. Exhale, lower down. Move on to the next pose, which is going to be a single arm lift with a side bend. So starting with your left arm, raise it overhead and bend to the side. You want to try to reach your left arm towards the right side too, if you have the range of motion for it. And exhale, lower back down, moving the arm back down slowly towards the side of your leg. Let's go with the right arm, raise it overhead. We're going to hold here. I'm going to reach up towards the ceiling or sky. Exhale, lower down. I'm going to try it again with the side bend now. Let's continue to breathe. Know that you're breathing. Don't need to place any specific attention on it. Just know you are. Rest. We're going to move on to Uttanasana pose or standing forward bend. You're going to dive down. Your legs relatively straight. You can bend your knees if you want to get into the forward bend. But it's going to be most important to make your back rounded and relaxed. You want to point the top of your head towards the ground as much as possible and look back behind you. It doesn't really matter how far you can get down in the beginning. You're going to be working on this pretty much every session of yoga during the semester. You're going to make plenty of progress here. The back side of your body or the posterior chain muscles are tight. That's okay. They will loosen up over time. So continue to reach down. You're going to let gravity do the work. We're going to come up to half Uttanasana pose or halfway lift. So this one you want to keep your back flat now. So extending the back, getting those muscles tight and active, and looking straight ahead. And the hand placement is important too. So if you have tight hamstrings, you want to start a little bit higher up. Place your hands above your knees. If you're able to get your back flat and parallel with the ground, you can place your hands below your knees on your shins. It's important not to place your hands on your knees and push them back. It's going to add too much pressure and potentially risk an injury. We're going to move back into the regular Uttanasana. So release your back, round it again, look back behind you. So let your arms dangle down. Just follow along with your breath. However it is. Your breath probably wouldn't be as labored right now as later on in the session, so just follow along. Let's come back up to half Uttanasana. And release back into the full pose. Standing forward bend, coming back up to half Uttanasana again. Halfway lift. One more time. The forward bend. And then back up all the way to standing. You want to stand up as slow as possible. Really controlling the movement. Come back to Tadasana. Alright, so the next pose is going to be the twisting hip hinge. You're going to place your hands together, unlock your knees, drive your knees forward, and then hinge your hips back, keeping your back flat and straight. You're going to twist over to your left side. You can use your arm to place your elbow on the top of your thigh, and then you're going to twist your body up towards the ceiling, rotating your head up so you're looking up as well. And then from here, just feel that twisting motion of your body, what muscles are being stretched, activated, and try to feel any tight areas of your body so you can take note of where you want to improve. And then to release, you're going to come off your thigh nice and slow so you don't fling your elbow off. And let's come to the right side. So using your left elbow now, keeping your palms together, twist and look up towards the ceiling, rotating your neck. Now let's come back to the center, hands together still, and then you can release into the standing forward bend. Let's let gravity do the work again. You're nice and relaxed here. Feel yourself breathing. Know what's happening. And let's stand all the way back up, nice and slow. Going back up to Tadasana. And we're going to go into Virabhadrasana, which is the warrior series of poses. And we're going to start with warrior 1. So you're going to get into a long stance. Front foot on that right leg is going to be pointed forward. Back leg, left foot, is going to be angled out to the side. You want to keep your hips squared up, pointed forward. You're going to lean forward onto your front leg. And make sure that knee is leaning forward. As you reach overhead too, make sure to point up towards the ceiling and reach. And that back knee should be close to locking out if you can do it. We're going to move to warrior 2, so you're going to rotate your hips to the left now. Right arm's going to be in front, left arm's going to be behind you. You want to keep them as straight as possible and as lined up as you can get. You're going to set your gaze just in front of your hand, looking over your fingertips. And then to step forward, just one large step forward, bringing your feet together. And you're going to switch to the other side. So now left leg in front, right arm and back, left leg and back, sorry. And the same warrior 1 and 2 poses here. So hips squared up, arms reach forward, then overhead. And then to modify this, you can let your arms just come out to the side. It's a little more relaxed that way. If your body's feeling tight. Let's come to warrior 2. Another important thing here in warrior 2 is to keep your shoulder blades together and pinched. So your back and shoulders are active. Step forward, bring your feet together, and we're going to work down towards your mat or the floor. We're going to come to Vajrasana pose or saddle pose. So you're going to angle your legs out, your knees out to the side, and you're going to sit back on your feet and your ankles. If this is too difficult for you, you can modify it by coming up towards the top and then lowering yourself back down based off your range of motion. If you can sit all the way down, do so. This is a good time to relax. We're going to reach up and come to child's pose now, extended, their arms forward. You want to continue to sit back into that saddle-like pose with your hips back. And just reach your arms forward. Let your forehead rest on the ground. This is going to be our last pose before we start meditation. So really try to relax even more than before. And you can start to elongate your breath. So make the inhales and exhales just a little bit longer than during the middle of the yoga session. And I would recommend emphasizing the exhale of your breath to really get rested and relaxed. Let's sit back into saddle pose just another time. Let's get ready for the meditation today. So you can pick two ways to sit. It can be either sitting up tall with your legs crossed like this. Just demonstrate what it's going to look like. If you want to sit up nice and tall, let your hands rest on your knees. You want to extend through your spine. You can also keep your abdominals just slightly squeezed and tight to have some stability through your torso. Or you can place your hands on your legs inside your knees if you want. And you can lie down as well for meditation too, to be even more relaxed and comfortable. So you're going to go into your Waking Up app and do day 1 of the introductory course.